opposition parties seem to be held down by internal fights that are anchored on power dynamics between individuals. You've already talked about the fact that this is not about Mpuga or the current principal, Robert Chagulanyi. Hasn't the National Unity Platform lost significant time of making inroads across the country by focusing on minors?
I think he picked it from Rwanda, where he believes in, I have not actually had an opportunity to openly interact it with him, but I think that I have had it from some people in Rwanda, and when I look at the way he works, the way his result orientation is based on that philosophy of minimal resources and huge results. Because he's a person who has come from the ghetto, and therefore he's accustomed to not having but desiring to have a lot. And it is in that respect of his leadership that I think he adopted the issue of growth. We major on majors and minor on minors, and that has been his philosophy always, that he does not want to look at things that can easily be swept away by other people, by time. There are so many things that come thrown at us, but we think that time is a great healer and we give it to time. But then there are issues that are very, very core to our existentiality as a liberation movement. If you are in a country deeply rooted with
you began calling yourselves the liberation movement, just like some individuals did in the 1980s. Are you preparing Uganda for another 40 years of the same kind of thing?
No. Well, if it is 40 years of continuity, I would have no
when you
problem.
say we are a liberation movement.
Definitely. This country is on course of liberation.
Another group of people coming to act like, you know.
Chris, don't be pessimistic. We're a group of hope. So what I was saying is that we major on the majors. Yes, we have a pushback when you have characters that you have given your trust, when you have characters that you have sold out there to be part of the team, and then they have decided to pick the philosophy of Judas Iscariot. It is disturbing. Even to Jesus it was disturbing, despite the fact that he had knowledge. He had knowledgeable powers that these people would actually do this, but he was also challenged that his prophecy against his own disciples still came out right. So there is a pushback of that intellectual dishonesty when you have been working with people, they have been having very peculiar assignments, and then all along they have been living a lie. That gives you a pushback as a person. But then the conformity and the power that re-energizes us is the cause of what we stand for. And that has pushed us to always move times 10, whatever we are supposed to do. And the challenges that make us push faster that we would be discussing now is the state. In our mobilization drive, we were supposed to visit all the 100 and so districts. It has not been made easy. When we decided to do regional meetings, when we did the one in Mbale as directed by the police then imported a lie about Iganga to stop a rally in Bushenyi, to stop a town hall meeting in Bushenyi of Western Uganda, and to stop a town hall meeting of us in Gulu in northern region. Now, that is what pushes us back. The state brutality. You know, you cannot, if you're equating the challenges, there's no way I would feel it heavy on a criminal who went and ditched his hand in the pockets of the Wananchi than one who is stealing but also running after me with a gun, with imprisonment, with abduction, with anarchy and impunity. I would always look at this one as a minor and focus on the major, who is the dictator himself that is using this other colleague of ours.
All right.
So we did not lose time. We actually, it was time saved for the National Unity Platform. Because imagine if up to today we were still moving with Judas Iscariot, it would be deadly, very deadly.
Interesting words
having sanctified ourselves from the Judas Iscariot behavior, I think we saved a lot of time, and there's a lot of moving forward, especially with the new leadership of Muwanga Chiguvumbi.
I hope this.
Dia simanyi kyakola eno mutima gunnuma dia simanyi kyakola